right, man. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakwakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim, pushing this truth into the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim. We almost out of here, man. Okay? It's a lot going on. It's a lot to prophesy about. It's a lot to be happy about. It's a lot to come out and praise the Lord about, man. Esau's kingdom is faltering and is failing, and he doesn't like it. The elites, they love what's going on. The ones that's actually ruling, the movers and shakers, the one that gives the law and that's doing the things that's happening to the slaves. Because basically, if you're not an elite in America, you're a slave, okay? What they're about to do, they're about to start going into their bunkers. They spend billions of dollars on their bunkers. Right? You have vast cities underground, and that's where the elites are going to be. But up top, you're going to have a bunch of slaves fighting over crumbs, man. And that's the way that this system is set up. When the so-called white man came over here, he came over here and he brought confusion. Okay? And he didn't bring fairness. He didn't bring equality, because that's not who he is. That's not who he ever was. When you go and you get a job, the first thing they do is do a background check. They want to know what you've done in the past. Okay? When you do a background check on Esau, the so-called white man, you only come up with red flags, man. Diseases, because understand this, before he was introduced to the Native Americans, he lived with his animals. So when the white man came over here, he built a house and he had the cows and the chickens and the goats living inside with him. And the Native Americans was like, no, you can't do that. You have to separate yourself from these animals and this piss and this shit. You have to make a fence for them out there. They didn't know how to identify the plants. I mean, you have to realize they came straight out of the caves, from the Caucasus Mountains. They came from Russia, Georgia. And there's some angry, nasty people. No matter how nice you talk to them, no matter how much logic you come with, no matter how much equality you give them, they return it with hate. They return it with no understanding, because they want what they want at that time. And when they want something, they don't care about how good you are, how soft you are, okay? How much respect you show them. They don't care. They want what they want when they want it. And they'll kill you behind it. They will, okay? And that's who he is. And that's why the scripture says, Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. They have no understanding. They are wild, brute beasts. Let's open up, let's deal with current prophecy, okay, which he is spearheading. He thinks that he's creating a government and a new world order so that he can have basically a refresher or a reset. The paper dollar is about to be phased out. They're about to come at you again with some 2020 type of a deal. Remember 2020? But it's going to be different. When you look across the four winds, matter of fact, let's not deal with the four winds. When you look just inside of America, everybody is standing up, even other white people, right? You have white people that have sense, that's been educated, you know? And they like, look, bro, it's messed up. Our forefathers are effed up. They admitting to these things, but it's biblical, okay? The world is going to hell in a handbag, and it's because of them. They have no fear of the Lord, and the Lord hates them. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. This is Genesis. No, I'm not going to do that. This is Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons and the wilderness. Now let's go to the New Testament. Romans 9 and 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And why would you hate Esau, Lord? And see, now I went to the Old Testament and the New Testament to show you that the Old Testament is not done away with, and it's no separation. They're both the same. The Lord hates Esau Edom because Esau Edom hates the Lord. And he hates everything natural, and he hates everything in nature. When the so-called white man came here, this place was flourishing. This place was clean. And those clouds look funny as hell, bro. Damn, bro.
What you like?
My camera not good enough to pick up the definition, so I'm not even going to attempt. Okay? All right, again, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And the reason he hates Esau is because Esau hates natural order. A man is supposed to labor for woman. A man is not supposed to labor for another man. Esau tells you otherwise. A man is supposed to grow a beard, and a woman is supposed to have a bare face. Esau tells you you can't operate in his society unless you cut your beard off. And the list goes on, okay? He's a hateful, deceitful, lying, manipulative creature. And it shows. It clearly shows. All right? They don't want to talk. They don't want to have no kind of understanding. They want what they want when they want it, and they don't give a goddamn about any of their neighbors. They don't. They are wicked people, bro. And that's why the Lord is going to put their ass back in chains. And after 1,000 years, he's going to put them down where they need to be so that they can't hurt the earth anymore. The earth is hurt. The earth is crying, bro. This grass, it's alive. Those trees, it's alive. The water is alive. The elements are alive. The earth is alive. The earth is tired of being polluted. The earth is tired of the white man cutting down all of these trees and replacing it with concrete. It doesn't make any sense from an ecosystem standpoint and from a standpoint as far as life goes and life continuing to go and life continuing to flourish. He's a cancer in the earth that has to be cut out. And we're seeing the manifestation in the times that we're living in. Let's get it, man. Let's get into the scriptures, man. Anybody that hates the scriptures, to let you know everything that you need to know about that person or those people. This is Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. That's where we at. These are the birth pains. These are the things that was prophesied from the beginning to let you know that it's the ending. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go to verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus, answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. So don't listen to these different philosophies. Don't listen to these different lies. Don't listen to the way that the world is ran. We are not the same. We are not equals. We're clearly not the same. How can I go to the store and buy a bottle of shampoo that works for a white person and it works for me too? Does that make any sense? White people have hair like animals. They have hair like a dog. It's fine and it's just straight. And that's why lice and fleas and ticks are able to infiltrate it so easily. I don't care how dirty my hair is, lice are not going to come inside of it. Because my hair is made after the image of Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call God. So we're all the same, we're just different shades. We all bleed red. Hell, a goddamn dog and a cat bleed red. But we're not the same. You understand me? Head and shoulders don't work for me. It works for them. I have to use natural products for me. I have to use olive oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, things of that nature. I have to take natural herbs when I'm sick to get the sickness out of me. These things, they take pills. You know what I mean? They don't cure themselves, they relieve themselves, and it's a difference. But you can't push that on me. You can't push that on me. You have the same hair that my German Shepherd has. We can't use the same products, which also means we're not the same. And for you to say that we're all the same, and I'm using the world's education, right? That's what they teach, that we're all the same. Well, you need to say all dogs are the same. A Rottweiler is totally different than a poodle. They have different dispositions. They have different attitudes. They have different likes and dislikes. So we're not all the same. You are a liar. And the Bible tells us and warned us about you people from day one. You can't get philosophical with us. And when you try to get emotional with us and we don't respond with emotion, it doesn't work. Okay? And you people are cowards. You are cowards. You don't want a level playing field. You'll come talking this and you come talking that and saying your displeasures and this and that. But on the even playing field, you ain't got shit to say. A white woman to come up to a white man talking shit. But when that black woman gets introduced, they get quiet as a motherfucker, bro, because they understand that they're going to have that same energy matched. And that black woman is going to go all the way out. And it's the same thing with the black woman and the black man. Okay? We're living in a time where the old things that used to work on us is not working anymore because everyone has woke up, even the so-called white man. Right? Not the elites. The elites been woke. They understand what's going on. They lying. But the regular citizens over here in America, they not having it anymore. And they white. They straight up telling you, our forefathers founded this place on lies and evil. Let me get a precept to that. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm going to get it anyway. This is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. The world hates the so-called white man because they finally have come into a time, an era, where truth is proliferated more than lies. At the end of the day, if 1 + 1 don't equal 2, what can you do about it? You keep on adding. And you realize that certain formulas that you were taught don't make any sense. And you cast that out and you shift it away from you, man. Okay? So even white people have come to the realization that white people are effed up, man. They effed up. And let me just really go to show you how messed up they are and how the Lord feels about them. I was watching YouTube last night, and a video came on, and it was a bunch of white people saying how they can get sunburn in their eyes. I've never been sunburned a day in my goddamn life. I don't need no goddamn SPF sunblock. When you can't come outside and live life under the sun, you are an enemy of God.
It's a double ring.
Wow.
These people can't come outside without sunblock. That's not natural. But the word Caucasian is derived from the Caucasus Mountains over there in Russia, Georgia. See, an educated black man has nothing to be afraid about when he's educated with, first off, the scriptures and then actual secular history. The word Caucasian comes from Caucasus Mountains. You are cave animals. You are cave creatures. You're not supposed to come out in the light. You're supposed to be under the ground running like rats and roaches. That's what the Lord made you to be. You can't come out here at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day and sunbathe. It's going to kill you. And the same thing that kills you heals me. There's vitamins in the sun. There's nutrients in the sun. You don't believe me? Ask the grass. Ask the vegetables. Ask the fruit. Ask the trees. They can't live without that sun. I'm a gardener. I'm an herbalist. Okay? I can't grow my herbs, which are medicines, my fruits and my vegetables without full sunlight. My tomatoes will not grow fruit without full sunlight. My watermelon won't grow fruit without full sunlight. My strawberries won't bring fruit without full sunlight. But when you people get in full sunlight, it kills you. And it causes skin cancer. Go back to the Caucasus Mountains in Russia, Georgia. Go back to Petra. Go underground. You people are a cancer, man. And everybody is tired of you. Even the trees and the vegetation is going to celebrate when you people fall out of power, man. It's written. Let's get it real quick. The Bible don't lie. People lie all day. The Bible does not lie. Watch this. This is Isaiah 14:7. Huh. So this is when a white man falls out of power, bro. I'm laughing because it's beautiful to me. Because the truth shall set you free. Isaiah 14:7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees, you hear that? The fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So the trees, after the white man falls down, because this is a prophecy in Isaiah the 14th chapter that hasn't happened yet, right? Even the trees are going to say, since the white man has fallen, no man has infiltrated this forest and just cutting all of us down. They're not replanting nothing. They're just cutting everything down. Like some fucking morons, man. Do you understand photosynthesis? Do you understand air exchange? Do you understand carbon monoxide and oxygen? Plants breathe out what we breathe in. We need one another. So when the white man brings his monkey ass, dumb as hell, he is a fucking dummy. And he just cuts everything down and replaces it with concrete. The balance is off. When the white man brought his funky ass over here to America, after the other white people in Europe flushed their toilets with them because they were undesirables, okay? They were kicked out of Europe because they was pieces of trash. And they were sent over here, right? When they came over here as brute beasts. And the Indians took them in, bro, like a little brother. It's like, hey, yeah, man, that tree right there is called a crepe myrtle. That plant over there, that's an aster. That plant over there is this and that. No, wait, slow down, little man. You can't eat that. That's going to poison you. The Indians taught them how to live, taught them how to survive, and taught them what's poisonous and what's not poisonous, and actually also taught them how to cook. A white person to eat a piece of meat with goddamn blood running out of it, man. I want mine medium rare. I want mine bloody. That is insane, man. And it's animalistic. That's how my dogs like their food. I have animals. I love animals. But animals like to eat food that's not cooked and that has blood in it. And if you follow the Bible, it's against the law to consume anything that has blood still inside of it. And that's why we cook our food, man. All right? But these devils, they're going to be what they are, bro. Brute beasts, bro. I ain't lying. Brute beasts. Medium rare. I want it rare. You can't get around it, bro. Bro, if this scripture doesn't make you feel good, and if it doesn't bring joy to you, bro, it's just not for you, man. Again, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. All right? Bruh, the vegetation and the animals are praying to the Lord that the so-called white man goes down. Because he's not white, he's red. Piss them off and watch what color they turn. They're red men. And they're wicked and they're evil. And let's get that. This is Genesis 3 from the top. Now the serpent, and this is a metaphor, it just basically goes into deceiver, was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And the scripture says, if you're not an Israelite, you're a beast. And if you're an Israelite without the spirituality and the laws, you're a beast. So you're an animal. These are mammals. Okay? Beasts of the field had made, and he said unto the woman, matter of fact, you know what? Let's do this the right way. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Let me get a precept on that beast.
It's also the web? Oh, they're not web? Then why did they take it web? That is freaking weird. Because
This is 2 Peter 2:12.
Why is that all?
But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. An Israelite can be a beast, man. But everybody that's not an Israelite, and the Israelites are who? The so-called American Negro, the so-called Hispanic people of the world, and the so-called Native Americans. Okay? If you are not one of these people, you are an animal. You're no different than a German Shepherd. You're no different than a, I'm not going to use lion, tigers, and bears. Those are beautiful. You're no different than a rat and a roach, man. All right? Now let's go right back. But basically what I wanted to hit on was he's more subtle, which means he's slick, he lies. Before the white man came up on the earth, people used to welcome each other into their homes as guests. All right? You'll see a stranger come down the street and you'll welcome you will welcome them into your home and be like, hey man, you have something to eat, you're hungry? Let me come in and, be a host and things of that nature. Lying, it wasn't common, bro. And this system is so messed up that lying has become a part of this system. If you go to the courtroom, you get you a lawyer. The lawyer, the first thing he asks you, did you do it? Tell me the truth. I'm gonna have you back no matter what. He's a professional liar. Okay? When people get subpoenaed, they call themselves protecting themselves. Last night, I was looking at a company called AEG, and they had a lawsuit filed against them by Michael Jackson's parents, and they in that deposition, they was asking the CEOs about the emails, and they was like, I don't remember it. I don't remember that email. I don't remember sending it. They are lying in the name of protecting themselves. That's not right. Lying is not supposed to be common. Lying is not supposed to be a practice. So when you run into these types of things, you know what you're dealing with and you know who you're dealing with. If you run into a person out in the world that you haven't not met from Jane and Joe, and you be sensible with that person, apologetic with that person, and you deal with that person respectfully as you would deal with your own people, and they tell you they don't care, and they tell you I don't care, fuck off, you know you're dealing with a devil. Okay? We're surrounded by devils. This whole company, and what you call as a country, was incorporated by devils. They have nowhere to go. All of the big things that you see around here, everything that you see that's worth looking at, was built by Israelites. It wasn't built by them because they're dumb. If it was up to them, they'll walk around with no clothes on, man. They'll walk around with no clothes on, drinking blood and eating raw meat and having sex with the same sex. And these are the people that you look up to? These people are diabolical, man. These are cannibals. This is the Antichrist. If you want to know what the Antichrist is, go look up your nearest so-called white person, bro. They backwards to everything. Again, the sun. The sun hates them, bro. God created the sun. The sun is the circle of life. The water and the light is the circle of life. They can't go out to the sun without breaking out in the rashes and bleeding and cracking and burning. Is that natural? They have no melanin. They have no protection from the elements. We embrace the elements. We like going to the beach. We like going outside. We like taking care of animals. Hey man, Man, the so-called black man, the so-called Hispanic man, and especially the so-called native man, we'll come across animals in the wild that's wrapped up or that's in some kind of a bad position, and we'll help them just to let them go. The white man, like, let's kill more. Cute, cute, cute. Hey, you think we can have sex with them? That's who they are. Can't get around it, man. Can't get around it. And that's why the world is crumbling. And that's why the world is falling to pieces. Because the world sees now. Hey, man, shout out to Israel and Iran, man. Keep that shit going, bruh. Shout out to Israel and shout out to Iran, man. Bring prophecy in, man. Okay? We living for prophecy. We ain't living for today. We living for tomorrow. Ain't no treasures here today. Ain't nothing here for me. And that's why they hate us. If we make noise, if we kick up some dust, they can't buy us off. What I'm going to do with your money? They lied to us, man. They told us that the Indians sold them this land. Sold it to them. You know what the Indians did when the white man tried to buy this land? You know what he told that white man? He said, pick up the dirt. The white man picked up the dirt. He said, move it around in your hands. He moved it around in his hands. He said, is it going anywhere? Can you burn it? Can you destroy it? The white man was like, no. And then you know what the Indian told him? Pick up your money that you're trying to give me for this land. Feel it in your hands. Can you burn it? Can you destroy it? And the white man was like, yeah. And you know what the Indian told him? Why would I give you this for that? Get the fuck out of my face, you dirty little bastard. Okay? Don't believe all those damn treaties and they sold this and they sold that. The Indians was minding their business, living. You know me? It was going off though, according to scripture, but that's another topic for another day. We're dealing with Esau, little wicked ass right now. You heard me? But they didn't take no goddamn paper money for this land. If America coughs up, if the land coughs and chokes, Israelite blood coming up, bro. You heard me? Let's keep on going, bro. Let's stick with prophecy. We living for prophecy, bro. And we living for the truth. 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Now, uproars of the people and earthquakes in diverse places. Let me make sure this phone not getting wet, y'all. It'll be all right. I think. It'll be all right. All right. The whole world is in an uproar, man. Because they know they've been lied to. Man, it hurts like a mug, bro. I'm going to straight up tell you to know that we've been eating human meat. Eating horse meat. We trying to follow the laws to the best of our abilities. And this devil has been putting solvent green inside of our foods, man. Inside of our meats. We can't even have a clean bottle of water to drink, bro. Because of this goddamn devil. Let me get that precept right quick. And the word devil only means deceiver. It doesn't mean somebody that's red with horns out their head with a pitchfork. Nah, it means deceiver. One minute, man.
Air drying. Somehow air drying.
I can't find that scripture, bro. And that's like, again, bro, being with the body is just it's something else, bro. And it's something that you don't know until you don't have it. But I'm looking for that. I could have swore it said, even you, shall have to eat the tainted bread. Let me try to find it again, bro. I can't find it. It's alright though. It's not alright, but we're gonna keep on going. But nobody can get around the fact that the food is poison. The food has been compromised. The food has been tainted. It's getting wet now. Damn. It's getting really wet. Oh. And they gonna stop letting though. Ain't gonna stop shit. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Okay? 1 minute. Okay. And the times that we are actually coming into, people are going to stop actually protesting against the white man, and they're going to start fighting the so-called white man. And you're going to have more so-called white people in that crowd than Israelites. Because let me tell you the difference between white people and black people when they get traded upon. Black people have been programmed to march, to sing Negro spirituals, to accept it and to just keep on pushing and to wait on God. You know how white people think? Over my dead body. Over my dead body. Nobody's gonna tread on me. That's the so-called white man's spirit, man. No? Before you do to me what you're doing to these niggers, you're gonna have to kill me. And you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna go down shoot. That's the white man. You heard me? That's how he was in Britain. That's how he was when he came over here. He's not gonna take the shit that we take because we understand that tomorrow is coming. We understand the promises that the Lord has made, and we understand that we over here doing the bid. And 2/3 of us, I don't know why they holding back. You heard me? But they've been trained to be coons. They've been trained to be bootlickers, and they've been trained to follow the money. The white man represents the money. You heard me? He got money, dude. But you have no soul. You have no spirit. You don't stand on nothing. And you'll fall for anything. But the things that Esau does to us, he can't do it to himself. Because these low-level Edomites, they're going to pick up their guns. And they're going to be like, over my dead body. They're going to shoot, bruh. And they're going to kill. And they're going to go out there with the intention to be killed, but they're going to try to kill as many people as they can before they're taken out. Because a carnal being only understands today. He doesn't understand tomorrow. And that's why you have that's why you have these different refinery plants in Baton Rouge. Man, when I was a kid, bro, Growing up in Baton Rouge, I'll be in the car with my mom and my dad, and we'll be on the interstate, bro. And in my small mind, I thought that the plant was a cloud making factory, bro. I was like, that's the thing that makes the clouds. It was so much pollution, and it still is. So much pollution being pushed out of these refineries. I don't know how the hell they legal. But then again, the white man is ruling. It's like you give the keys to a 5-year-old. How is it legal for them to pump out so much pollution that it looks like clouds are coming out of that motherfucker, bro? And they stand there and they hover too. And you have to understand that when those clouds hover, those pollution clouds that is, and they go up, it interacts and it mixes with natural processes. It mixes with the rain. Don't drink no rainwater, bruh, in the city. Rainwater is supposed to be clean, fresh, and pure. But because of the so-called white man, these chemicals that go off into the air, it mixes and it comes together with the, it's a certain word, scientific word that happens when the water gets evaporated and it's sent up. It's a process that happens. I forgot the name of it. But rain is supposed to be pure and clean. Matter of fact, let me get it on the internet real quick. It's distilled. Rainwater is distilled, okay? But if you're in the city, don't drink that shit. Don't do it. Just like pigeons. You can actually eat pigeons. They're actually a clean source of food. If they're in the cities, I wouldn't recommend it, man. I wouldn't. The cities are dirty, they're filthy, man. Okay? But so the rain is distilled, but when it mixes with these clouds and these forever chemicals, it rains down acid rain. You ever heard of acid rain? And just nasty stuff, man. It's nasty, man. Alright? 2nd Ezra 15, now I'm going to start from the top, bro. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. My people. The so-called Negroes. Okay? So-called Hispanics. So-called Native Americans. My people. And that's the Lord speaking. Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. The Bible has been published. Prophecy down. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So these niggas that's joined hand in hand with this white man, he's going to go down and he's going to receive the same punishment as the white man. The white man has the answer for slavery. He has the answer for killing the world, poisoning the world, for making a nuclear bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and the goddamn list goes on. And if you're joined unto that goddamn cracker, that creature, you're going down with him. Huh? According to the Bible, not according to me. I don't know nothing without the Bible. You remember what Yahweh Shah, the word Edom called Jesus Christ says? Nothing I say comes from me. Everything I say comes from He. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. You heard me? Now this goes out to the niggas that want to be joined hand in hand and want to be American, man. Revelation 18. And I saw another, Revelation 18 from the top. And after these things, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great power, and the glory was light, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. It's fallen. Babylon the Great is America. This is her seat. And it's become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Muslims can come to America and do things that they wanted to do over there in the Middle East. They can come over here and be homosexuals. They can come over here and be pork eaters. And they can come over here and just be deviants. Okay? And it goes up in every culture outside of America, it goes for them as well. Because when you leave America, you get a semblance of what the world used to be. People don't lie naturally. those other governments don't voluntarily poison their foods. And that's why when these other governments receive America's money, you have to understand. Like if a woman receives a man's money, it's strings attached to that. You better believe it. You might not know it, but you're going to know it later. It's strings attached to it. When you receive American funds for relief, American funds for this or that, you have to accept the things that come with it. Like them wicked-ass Americans say, if you want to cross the bridge, you got to pay the toll. So when they accept these dollars from America, they open up their country to receive McDonald's and Burger King and Dasani water and things of that nature. And now y'all poisoned. And now your people are poisoned. You heard me? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundancy of her delicacies. Everybody has their head up the white man's ass in the name of money. And that's why they hate us so much. You give me $1 million, I'm going to keep on teaching. Keep your $1 million. Keep that shit. The dollar about to collapse. I can't do nothing with your shit. Keep your shit. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. She's going to pay for slavery. She's going to pay for being a devil. She's going to pay for poisoning the world. When the white man came over here, you could drink out of the Mississippi River, man. It was clean. It was clear. The trees wasn't cut down and filled with concrete. It was life. You got animals that was over here that have been decimated to the point where science thinks that they extinct. The Lord didn't make creatures to go extinct. They in hiding. The Tasmanian tiger, it's still here. The buffalo is still here. And I'm about to mess your head up. Dinosaurs, they still here. They hiding. Huh? My people, all right, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua have remembered her iniquities. So the Lord is like it's judgment time. And you know what the Lord saying? Who you with? You with him or you with me? And who is him? Let's get it. Voting. Niggas shouldn't be voting, man. What the fuck is you voting for? You're prisoners of war. We didn't come over here voluntarily. We ain't no motherfucking immigrants. Huh? We prisoners of war. We was never set free. And the ones of us that have sense, we come out here and we teach and we prophesy. Fuck a protest. I watched that shit on TV with a goddamn box of popcorn. It's very entertaining. This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. You're going to take your monkey ass out there and vote. You're going to shave the hair off your face, and you're going to go stuff your goddamn throat with pork. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. In the beginning, I took you to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. He's a liar. He's a deceiver. And he's a coward. They don't like to get men on the even playing field. You heard me? Before I started this lesson, man, they had a goddamn wicked-ass rat woman roach challenging me. I fight real good. And when I pick up weapons, I ain't gonna miss. This bitch was challenging me. Talking shit. And when I say, look, bro, my girlfriend is right up the street. I'm not gonna call the cops. I'm gonna call her. And she just as ignorant as you. This bitch ain't said a word since. Man, that shit got my fucking blood boiling, bro. I ain't lying, bro. That shit got my motherfucking blood boiling. But it is what it is. It doesn't have my blood boiling to the point that where I want to do something to a goddamn homeless, low-level goddamn Edomite. It just lets me know that she's smart enough to understand how systems go. A man not supposed to put their hands on a woman in America. Right? A man is not going to play with another man in America. A man come at me, I'm going to knock their ass out if they get too close and if they don't understand this logic. You understand me? I'm a gentleman. But if I come with my gentlemanness and I apologize and I try to make peace, even if I feel like you wrong and you still coming with that testosterone, And if I ain't got nowhere to retreat to, I'm going to get on your ass. You heard me? Oh, a man know that. He don't want that. And I don't want it either. It's not a time to fight. It's a time to philosophize with the truth. Man, we grown men, man. I'm in my 40s. You think I want to fight? Man, if I punch you in the face, I might break my hand. I don't want to fight. I'm waiting on my Lord. I'm waiting on my daddy. But I'm a man at the end of the day. Don't you forget that shit. You understand? A bitch come talking to me. And I apologized to her. And I wasn't even in the wrong. Just trying to make peace. And when I tell her they got an ignorant black woman right there that's just as ignorant as you ain't got nothing to say. It lets you know that even people that you look at as dumb, they understand systems and they exploit them. And that makes them a fucking devil. And everything that's coming that way gonna come, man. You understand me? We hold back. You can't do certain shit to a lion and not get lion-like results. I'm holding back right now. Because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to go to jail. And more important than that, I don't want to go off according to the scriptures. We're gentlemen. We're mouthpieces. Okay? And I was being very gentlemanly. You understand me? When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. I'm going to tell you something else. When people see that you teach the scriptures, they think that you are some kind of Christian pansy. We was gangsters. We was killers. We were brute men. You understand? We have a past that we're trying to separate ourselves from. It's not what you think. Don't get hurt out here, man. In the name of offense. Because we're not going to do nothing until you come into our personal space and we have to get defensive. But when we get defensive, we're going to get defensive. I'm not going to let nobody beat on me out here in these streets. You're going to let nobody hit me across my head in these streets. You can talk all you want. That's fine. You can talk all you want. Don't get too close to me, my nigga. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. These protests are going to turn physical. They're going to turn violent. They're going to put their signs down, and they're going to pick up AR-15s, 9mm, and things of that nature. Even bricks and bats. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Ain't nobody gonna give a motherfucker what the law says. Huh? 911 is gonna collapse. The water that runs through the pipes is gonna stop running. The power that goes through these cords are gonna stop running. The light's gonna go out. And in 30 days, more than 50% of the population are gonna die and perish. And there's going to be violence and starvation and hunger. And you worried about little old me? We ain't no pushovers, bro. Don't fuck with us too hard, bro. Don't push us into a corner. I don't have pride the way a nigga has pride. If you come at me out here in public, I'm going to backpedal and I'm going to take the low route as much as I can. But when I'm pushed into a corner and I have nowhere else to go, you low-level son of a bitches, I'm coming out that corner. You better believe that. Huh? With that, I hope this was edifying to somebody. And I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakwakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule and teach what to the other Akim out here pushing this truth into the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim. We almost out of here, man. Shalom, man.